The 2025 World Championships happened last weekend. Now, I don't know what you guys are doing or why you missed it, but my name's AndrutoVGC, and I'm here to give you a breakdown of what happened at Worlds. And hey, if Wolfie is your favorite Pokemon trainer like he is for me, I'm going to be talking about Wolfie as well. So, what happened this weekend? Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, it was the World Championships in Anaheim, and what a showing it was. What an event that was. They actually booked up a whole arena for the show, so it was electric. And by God, when you have the best of the best coming together in one spot, battling for the same title, bro, we're talking about the absolute best over the whole year. The Wolfies of the world, the Michael Kelshes of the world, the Supercrosses of the world, all these incredible traders coming together to battle it out. My goodness, what a show that was. What a show. And it was very, very entertaining. Now, a lot of people, of course, we all know that Wolfie didn't make it past day 2. Unfortunately, he did make it past day 1 with a lot of pressure too, but he eventually lost in day 2, and that loss was what ended up knocking him out. So as you can see right here, he made it 41st. But I'm here to tell you that you might think, oh, his result wasn't that great, but I'm telling you, man, Wolfie's impact in the metagame is undeniable. Koraidon, Life Orb Koraidon, is something that Wolf Glick put up on the map when he battled. Was it NAIC? Yeah, it was NAIC. He won with Life Orb Koraidon. Guess who won it all, ladies and gentlemen? Life Orb Koraidon. Matter of fact, let's take a good look at Wolfie's team, and let's look at the champion team. We see Wolfie's team, Life Orb Koraidon. We see the Ursaluna. We see the Fluttermane. We see the Lunala, and we see the Incineroar and the Amoonguss. Very standard stuff. Rocky Helmet, Terra Water, Incineroar right there too. You know, just more defensive pivots, right? We all know that Wolfie loves to run with Incineroar and Amoonguss. Now let's look at the champions team. First of all, look at the finalists. Another Koraidon. Okay, but let's talk about the champion. Do you see the similarities, chat? Do you guys see the similarities? What do we see here? Lunala, we see Ursaluna, we see Koraidon, we see Fluttermane, Focus Sash as well, okay? So you can say and think what you want about Wolfie, but this man is the truth. He's my GOAT personally. I believe he's the greatest of all time. When you're that consistent and you look at the consistency that he's produced over the span of Scarlet and Violet, it is undeniable that this man is gifted when it comes to battling. We're looking at the US in the last decade hasn't won a world championship since Wolfie in 2016, and the guy who finally breaks that drought uses a team that is damn near identical to Wolfie's team. If you're looking at the undertones, the undercurrents of the story, Wolfie is still that man. Now, you could argue that his fame has kind of gotten in the way of him winning or performing at Worlds, right? Because everybody knows about the team he brought to NAIC, right? Now, I'm not saying that Giovanni made this team because of Wolf, but I'm just saying Wolf's genius when it comes to team creation, understanding the metagame, and just picking Pokemon that work is unquestionable. You know, now Giovanni that won the championship, he's been using this team for most of the regulation. I heard. If you guys watched, well, if you didn't watch, I'll let you know. A lot of the commentators were talking about and commenting on the fact that Giovanni used this team for pretty much all of the regulation. And let me tell you something about that, ladies and gentlemen. When you're using the same team again and again, not only are you getting reps, but you're getting valuable experience. So much so that it becomes second nature. I'm not surprised that he was able to come up and win this thing. There was a couple of those sets that I was watching where, yes, luck always is something you got to factor in when you're playing this game of Pokemon. It is the nature of the game. But however, A trainer's skill and experience is always something that comes into factor. Some of those reads you wouldn't be able to make if you haven't had the experience with the team, right? And now let's look at the team again. Like I said, Incineroar and Amoonguss are literally the only two Pokemon that are different. But guess what? Brubonnet is pretty much an Amoonguss. The Dark typing obviously is a big difference, especially with that Sucker Punch, giving it that speed, able to threaten opposing Cali Shadows. That's huge. That is absolutely huge. And then you look at Chi-Yu. What's the typing of Chi-Yu? It's Fire and Dark type. What's the typing of Incineroar? Also Fire and Dark type. So yeah, I just gotta say, Wolfie, he's that man. Again, I'm not taking anything away from Giovanni, but I saw a video that was saying that Wolf's a cheater, quote unquote, and in my mind, that's just a hater being a hater. Wolfie's that guy. He's that man. He's brought a lot of attention to Pokemon battling, VGC. He's the reason I got into VGC battling, and this was even before he blew up on YouTube, and with all the amazing videos that he's been releasing. So yeah, this wasn't supposed to be a Wolfie Glaze Fest, but I've watched this guy for years. I've seen his battle. I like the way he battles. Even that there was a game he had on stream against was it Marcus Dion, I think his name was, who's Canadian, which is funny. I'm Canadian, but I wasn't rooting for him. Of course, don't take it personally. Wolfie's my guy, so yeah, I was rooting for Wolfie for sure. But that first turn that Wolfie had against him, it was tough. And honestly, I was worried, but Wolfie was somehow able to bring it back. Even though his first turn of the set was rough, he was able to bring it back and close it down and win that high pressure set against Marcus. So yeah, a world champion difference is definitely something. All right, so yeah, let's break down Giovanni's team. It was a pretty solid team, and I think it really matched up well into the Cali Shadow and Zamazenta duo that was running rampant. You look at what he has. He has the Chi-Yu, which can really, really put a beating on Zamazenta, and the Cali Shadow, right? Especially with that Scarf, is going to outspeed both of those Pokemon and hit him really hard. And then you look at Sun. Koraidon is able to really threaten the opposing Zamazenta as well with the Flare Blitz, with the close combat, forcing it to Terastallize. And if it Terastallizes into Dragon, you have the Fluttermane with the Moon Blast to Terrastella. Oh my goodness. In the finals, the turn 1 of game 3 of Giovanni versus James Evans. Oh yeah, I can't forget to mention James's team was also solid too. Very similar composition, but his Cali Shadow, I felt like that wasn't the Pokemon to bring to the set, just because Chi-Yu and Brubonnet were always coming. They were always coming to the battle. And then you have White Guard, I believe, on Giovanni's Lunala, so it just made his Cali Shadow really unplayable, but he decided to still bring it, and sure was able to bring him back in game 2. But I always felt like Giovanni had the stronger team comp, especially since James decided to always bring the Cali Shadow with him. But yeah, that was really what it came down to. Giovanni had 2 dark types, and the Cali Shadow couldn't really punish those 2 dark types. It was always going to be afraid of the Chi-Yu hitting it with Dark Pulse. It was always going to be afraid of the Brubonnet hitting it with a Sucker Punch, right? And then the Koraidon with the Flame Charge, the Koraidon setting up the Fluttermane. Fluttermane just goes crazy against James's team too, and he positioned it really, really well in that game 3, able to Terra Stellar and just blow back James's Brubonnet. It was shocking that he didn't Terastallize that Brubonnet turn 1 of game 3, but yeah, I think Giovanni called it, because James hadn't Terastallized the Brubonnet in the last couple games. I guess he was saving it for another Pokemon, probably saving it for his Koraidon, but yeah, he called it masterfully, and he just blew back Terra Stellar Moonblast, and that dictated the momentum of the game. From then on, Giovanni was just able to clean it up and win it. And oh my, guys, I'm telling you, next time there's a World Championships, tune in. I don't care what you have to do. Book time off, get lucky, watch it while you're at work. I don't care, guys. At least watch Championship Sunday. It is quite an experience. I watched the juniors, the seniors, and the Masters finals, and then the closing ceremonies. Yo, my goodness, the music was so rich. It brought tears to my eyes, guys. Like, it was incredible, yo. It was incredible. I'm telling you, man, Pokemon VGC and just Pokemon in general is one of the best things in the world, man. I'm telling you, it's just exciting to just witness the stuff, the music, the lyrics of the music, knowing. And bro, the production team was insane. I'm telling you, I'll leave a link down below for you guys to go check it out, and I'll see if I can put the timestamp of the closing ceremony. Both of those songs by both of those musicians. I think the woman's name is Michelle Ray. I didn't get the rapper's name, but my goodness, the songs that they sang it was incredible. And then the production team just show you the visuals of like the ups and downs of the whole championship runs. Whew, man, it's just exciting thinking about the whole team. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much what happened. Giovanni won, but I still feel like even though Wolfie didn't get quite as far as I'm sure he would have liked to, and I know odds are Wolfie's not even gonna watch this video, but hey man, keep your head up. I still think you're one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time. Your team pretty much won the championship, and even though you weren't the one to pilot it, I think your Pokemon choices were right on spot. And yeah, I mean, look at the results, you look at the differences between both of those teams, and yeah, I think your legacy is still solid. Even if you never win another world championship, bro, I still think the spotlight you brought to the game, your enthusiasm, your love of the game is very contagious. I'm gonna be using a team like this. I'm gonna see if I can make my own version of a combination of these two teams. I love Amoonguss a little bit more than I love Brute Bonnet, so I think I might be leaning more towards Wolfie's team, but I understand why Giovanni went with Brute Bonnet. Cali Shadows is everywhere. It's just everywhere, and this gives you a really solid matchup. That Sucker Punch almost always forces it to terrestrialize, and yeah, that's a key mechanic that you're gonna or key resource that you're gonna make your opponent spend to try and stop that from happening. And then you add in the spore shenanigans and stuff like that, and the ability to really use Rage Powder to protect your team, and of course, you know, the defensive boost that it gets in the sun as well, making it even bulkier than Amoonguss. So yeah, it's a solid Pokemon, but personally I love Amoonguss. I think I might go Amoonguss and Chi-Yu just for more of an offensive pivot, but we'll see. I'm still cooking up something for you guys, so we'll see what that looks like. But yeah, guys, Worlds was insane. Congratulations again to Giovanni, man. Oh man, just see that look at his face at the end of the battle. I'll tell you, man, to make it to the top of that mountain, it must be one of the greatest feelings in the world. And then look at what these guys are winning, bro. Third place won 20,000 USD. Third place. And look at the finalists, XX 1,000. I mean, it has to be. So this is 5,000 difference. So this guy probably won what, 25, maybe 30,000, and this guy maybe 40, 50,000. And then of course you're etched in history. Everybody knows what you did, right? You're literally the world champion. So until next year, you're top dog. You're the king of the round table, so to speak, and nobody can say anything, right? Because you're that dude. And then of course you get an invite, automatically qualify for 2026 Worlds as well. So it's just huge. It is just huge, and a big congratulations to all of them. Look at Koraidon making the top 3 too. Very good stuff. And a special shout out actually to Kevin Hahn in the seniors division. Kevin Hahn, I'll tell you guys, if you're playing Masters, you have to look out for this dude. So let me break it to you down like this. Juniors last year, Kevin Hahn won the World Championships as a junior. And then next year, guess what he does? He wins the Seniors World Championships, the first ever in VGC history to ever do that. And that's not it, guys. Guess what? Kevin did not lose a single battle or a single set all tournament. We're talking Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this guy going against the very best trainers in the whole world, and he did not lose a single set. To say that man is heads and shoulders above the competition is putting it lightly. It's putting it very lightly. So huge shout out to that. And of course, a big shout out to the United States of America making a comeback. A lot of people were talking shit and saying, where was the USA in the last was it the internationals? Where was USA? It was mostly European, or anything but the US was topping the whole charts, and then the US just comes. I think the US won juniors, US won seniors, and the US won masters. So shout out to that region, man. Some of the best trainers are from the US for sure. Look at Montana Ma, look at James Evans, look at Giovanni Siske, of course James Beck. James Beck is just consistent. This guy is just consistent every year. Oh, and Michael Kelch too. Every year James is there, man. Like, we're not talking top 32. Like, he's usually top 16 and up. I think last year he made it to top 4, top 8. I'm not sure. But yeah, these guys are amazing. These gentlemen are incredible. I wish I had that kind of belief and just dedication to the craft. But hey, man, one baby step at a time. You never know what's gonna happen. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll see if I can leave the link to the Pokemon World Championships Championship Sunday. I believe the very final battles happened like around the very end of the video, so maybe like the final 3 hours, so from the 8-hour mark and up, if you're looking for VGC content. So I'll leave that link in the description below. Other than that, I appreciate y'all for dropping by. Show some love by hitting that like button and subscribe as well if you like this kind of content, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.